Hey, what's up everybody, it's Marcus. In today's video we're going to take a look at one of my favorite lenses on the GFX system. Long-term review on this bad boy. This is, can you see it? This is the 45 2.8 for the GFX system. So what we're going to do today is we're going to run through a bunch of images that I've taken with this lens over the last 2 years, and we're going to look at some of the behind the scenes of how I got the shots as well, just briefly, so you can kind of understand how I use it and why I use it where I do. This is probably my favorite 35 equivalent, or just basic wide-ish portrait lens that I've ever shot on. So stay tuned for today's review. We'll also hop into Lightroom and check out some of the files there too. And please go to ProPhotoEdits.com where you can download my Lightroom presets and Photoshop actions. Every image that you've seen me upload here on YouTube and on my website, on my Instagram, has been edited with these presets and my Lightroom actions. I want to let you guys know that my course is up right now. It's my creative lighting course and photo editing course. So this is like a bundle. You're going to learn how I do all my creative lighting in studio. Every piece of gear that I use, I break it down to why I choose the colors that I choose. Every single thing. No stone is left unturned. And then we're going to hop into Lightroom. You get my Lightroom presets for each file. There's 6 in there right now. There's going to be 12 by the end of the year. Then we'll hop into Photoshop and I give you screen recordings of me editing each one of these shots, so I can show you how to really up your game on both sides, shooting and editing. And last week I also uploaded another bonus video in there for you, how I get this light bending technique that everyone's been asking me about on my Instagram page. So I break it down in complete details what you need to get this look completely in camera. Alright, so let's get to this review. 1, 2, 3, open. Okay, 1, 2, 3, open. So you're probably going to see a theme with me with this 45. Typically I'm shooting outdoors with the GFX, and we're in my studio right now with my friend Alicia, but we're in the outside portion of it, in the hallways, and there's a garage window there that lets in some really harsh light certain times of day. But the GFX sensor just loves harsh light. You can pull it back like no other camera I've ever shot with. It doesn't matter what full frame, Nikon, Canon, Sony, they don't have the dynamic push that this camera does. And this 45, I just love the way it looks at a wide open at 2.8 in these type of scenarios. Alright, so let's look at this file real quick, and I want to show you something that's kind of crazy. I love shooting this 45 in harsh light. It doesn't have to be harsh light, but it excels on that sensor. This is the 45 at 2.8 at 1/400th of a second, because I had the 50R on this day before I had my 50S2, and I couldn't really go much below that without getting shake. And you can look in here at the file and just see that it is totally tack sharp. Hopefully that's coming up on your end. And so let me take my preset off of there, and this is the warm light preset of mine in the GFX bundle. Check it out. There you go. You see how overexposed that is? That's crazy. That would have never worked on my other cameras, my Canons, Nikon, Sonys. It just would have been a wreck. But I put my preset back on there, and you can see that it just brings it back to life, and everything's still there. All the details still there. Like I said, I'll reset it, and you can look in here at the eyes and see just how sharp they are. Crazy sharp, right? And then put the preset back on. Brings all the color back. The blacks aren't crushed. The highlights aren't overexposed like you would expect in that scenario. This camera and lens combination, and I know I'm talking about the lens here right now, but it's only used on one body, so you kind of have to talk about the body. Really love harsh light. Okay, so the second shoot I want to get into, and I'm going to let you see some BTS, was the shoot with Lola. And you can see that I'm shooting with harsh light again. It's coming from a rooftop parking lot window, and the window's kind of a fogged up window, I should say. Like, it's old glass and it's kind of rustic, so the light isn't as harsh, and it's nice and warm because the sun's setting a little bit. So I'll show you how I got these shots in just a second, and everything I'm going to show you is with the 45 here, and I just love this lens in harsh light. When you move this, it's going to create the shadow on her face, and that's what we're going to use, half and half. Okay, right there you go. Okay, Lola, kind of look up at me a touch. So you know me, I'm always trying to find ways to bend the light even outdoors. So this shot's one of my favorites that I've taken with the 45, and you can see that it just has enough environment and it's super sharp. The light is perfect. I like to add a little shadow to her face. As you saw, I had her mother hold the reflector up and create a bit of a shadow there. And right here I'm using the shadow coming out of the window to frame her a little bit. And then I'm just doing what I do with the 45. I love shooting angles. I'll shoot from below, elongate the person, show a little bit more of the sky or buildings in the background, and then I'll shoot from above sometimes, as you saw in the shot, the initial shot there with her up against the wall, to kind of just add a little bit of depth to the image. So 45 is just great for that, and the colors are stellar. So these next images I'm going to show you are from the 45 on the GFX 50R again, and this is from a video shoot I was doing with my friend Shelby and my buddy Cliffy's old car, and I'll have a complete review on this coming up soon because I used a bunch of different lenses on this shoot, but these two images were shot with the 45 and they stood out to me. I'll do that in another review when I verse this with the 35 equivalents, and I have a bunch of different ones. I'm going to put it up against the 35 1.2 Sigma and the 35 1.4 L2 on Canon. But anyway, let's look at these files real quick. So you're just looking at GoPro footage and how I was framing these, and this is with the actual Canon I'm shooting with at the moment, but that's not the file you're going to see. You're going to see the 45 2.8 wide open on the GFX 50R, and it's natural light, not a harsh light on this day, and it still turned out epic. I mean, I just love this lens. It has enough, it's wide enough to get enough of the car, and 2.8 is good enough, shallow enough depth of field, but not so shallow that it looks like, you know, Instagram look, which I enjoy as well. But this is more, it looks like more of a print, you know, magazine look in my opinion. Alright, so two more shoots I'm going to take you on really quickly, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this lens. This is a little BTS video that I shot with the R5. Me and my friend Ivy were shooting at this abandoned house that a friend of mine let us shoot outside of, and it was hot. I had the car parked right there so we could hop in and out of it and cool down. Had the AC running the whole time. It was like 99 degrees, but we got it done. And the light is not overly harsh, but it's not you know, flattering. It's like 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So let's look at some of these files. And by the way, I have my LUTs available on my site as well, so if you're having trouble color grading or just like some of my presets in the LUT form, I've got 10 of them in there for you right now. So basically all we're doing right here is we're shooting with the house in the background, and we're hopping in and out of the cars as soon as we saw a cloud come over, so it wouldn't have to deal with the harshest light of the day. Because even though this lens and camera combination is really good for this, I wouldn't, if I have the choice to wait for a cloud, I'm gonna wait for a cloud, especially at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So here we go. I just wanted to use a 45 is really good for this, just like a 35. You get in the background, the house in the shot, and look at how these shots came out. Okay, so last shoot of the day, and then we'll wrap this thing up. This is with my buddy Charles Long and the model Uma, and I did another test on this day, but that's Charles shooting in front of me. And what I did was I took the 45 and I like shot upwards on the side of this building to kind of elongate the whole entire building and pop the colors out with one of my presets. And then we went up on top of the building so we could just get more of the cityscapes. And the 45 is great for this. You can show a lot of the background. She changed outfits too, so we could get something more punchy. This was styled by a stylist. A local stylist was really dope. And then I just took a pretty wide shot here with the 45. So I wanted to show you a landscape shot. I took a shot and I had her like sit on the butt and like spread her legs so I could get everything wide to like cover the frame and have her shoe kind of going out of focus. The colors are nice after I put the preset on there. Captured the natural light awesome. So the 45 is also really great for angles. You know, I love my angles, so I'm shooting down right here, making her look extremely long, tall. She's on the level below, and then having her reach out towards the camera, making her hand go out of focus, just bringing things into the frame to make it give it a little bit more depth. Okay, to wrap this up, I want to answer any questions that people have asked me about this lens as we look at these images again. It focuses pretty quick. On the 50R, it's fairly quick. On the 50 S2 with the Rapid AF, it's even faster. It's nowhere near as slow as like the 63 or the 80. almost as close as my 110 in speed. 110 is pretty snappy. It has a really good motor in it. I don't miss very many shots with this lens. If you're in the market for a 35mm type of look on the GFX, just the depth this lens has, it almost feels like it's 3D at times. I don't get that type of feeling on full frame. I mean, and it has a lot to do with this lens too. Like if you just adapted like a Sigma Art 45 on here, I've tried it. I didn't get the same type of look. It wasn't like night and day, but I'm also going to be honest with you and say that, you know, you don't get the same exact punch from that lens, in my opinion. You know, I like this lens better for that. And I've adapted other like 85s on there and had some cool success for that super shallow depth of field. But the 45 is a great bargain for somebody who's, well, I won't say it's a bargain because it's expensive, but you get what you pay for, right? And as you can see, I've had a lot of fun with this lens. This is probably like 20% of the photos that I've taken. Half of the ones are from new shoots that aren't edited yet. So I'll keep you in the loop and update things as it goes. So until next time, it's Marcus. I love you guys. See you later.